Hey guys, my name is David Roman. I'm the author of the Eternal Horizon books, and welcome to my channel. In addition to writing, I also paint and draw, but I'm also a huge nerd. I play a lot of video games and I do video game reviews. And today I'm gonna do my critical review of Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. This is Buddy, by the way. Don't worry about a tank top, okay? I wear tank tops, whatever, I don't care, man. You know, and plus, this is not scripted. This is not scripted, I'm just gonna go at it. I'm just gonna go at it because I believe that's the best way to, communicate. So anyways, let's start with the positive things. I love Final Fantasy. I've been playing Final Fantasy since Final Fantasy 1, since Nintendo days. I remember just renting Final Fantasy 2, which was Final Fantasy 4, like 5-6 times before I finally beat it. It just I love those games. Final Fantasy 3, I remember breaking open my piggy bank and just going to the mall, just laying out on the counter out there, just counting the pennies and the nickels, man, just to get the game. So when I found out that Final Fantasy VII is only going to be released for PlayStation, I betrayed Nintendo. Because I was a huge Super Nintendo fan, I was against Genesis. I was all about Super Nintendo. Yeah, so I bought a PlayStation when I found that out. And I beat that game maybe 4 times I beat it. Last time I beat it was in 2005. I remember I started playing it for PlayStation 2 because you could play PlayStation 2 games for PlayStation 1s. And I did everything except beating the red Mega Weapon, I think. I just couldn't beat that thing because there was a trick to it. I think you had to do floats, something like that. I just never got beat, but I beat the other 2 weapons. And you know how hard it is if you play Final Fantasy. If you played, like me, Final Fantasy, the original one, you're gonna love this one, okay? I was really critical of it at first. For me, Final Fantasy VII is the 3rd best RPG ever made. For me personally, because I believe Chrono Trigger is better, and I believe Witcher 3 is better. I actually made a video of my top 20 favorite RPGs. It's on my channel if you want to check it out. And I had some very critical things to say to Squaresoft. I knew they were gonna do this. I knew they weren't going to do an open world game because rumors start going around that they're going to split the game into 3 CDs, 3 discs, 3 games, 3 parts. And I was very frustrated. I thought it was going to be a short game, because it only took about 8 to 10 hours to leave Midgar. And the whole game, Remake, takes place in Midgar. So I figured, it's going to be this fast game, like 10 hours. It's going to be like Uncharted, maybe The Last of Us 1. It's going to be 10 to 20 hours at most. And I was wrong about that part. Let me tell you why. It far exceeded my expectations. The game is huge. It took me 43 hours to beat it. I mean, I did every mission, everything you could possibly do. It's actually not a remake. Spoiler alert. It's more of a sequel / remake, if a reboot, kind of like they did with Star Trek, I believe. They did the continuation, but at the same time, there's elements from with Spock is talking to his younger self. They kind of did something like that there, because you start the game and there's something new. Like I remember when the Whispers showed up, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, this is something new, and I don't remember this part. And that actually is what they're doing with this one is they're creating an alternate timeline where you can actually possibly save Aerith. Or maybe she can see it. Maybe she can see that she's gonna die and still gonna go ahead with it. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm right about that. Because I think she's already seen it and she knows and she's still gonna go ahead with it and get herself killed. Because I believe she actually knew about this in the first game. It has happened many times, I believe. So, remember in the first game, she knew he's coming, and she just sacrificed herself. So I believe, she knows about the Whispers, Espers, whatever. The combat's fantastic. I mean, I think the combat's the same as Final Fantasy 15. It's just the little buttons are different. I loved it. It's probably the best battle system that Final Fantasy, has had so far. So they should stick with this for Final Fantasy 16. I love that you play as Barret. You could play as Tifa, you could play as Barret. You can't really play as those characters all the time. Well, I mean, you could play them during the battle, but not like when you're running around. You can only run around with Cloud. But there are certain episodes where it switches to them. And actually Aerith too at one point. Especially the Wedge, Biggs, and Jessie, I think her name. I already forgot. What are you looking at? I forgot it, sorry. So yeah, I think that's her name. They're more fleshed out. There's more there's more to them. There's more character to them. You can see the struggles. You can see, their goals. You can actually understand somebody's calling me. Yeah, I like that part. That part was pretty awesome. All the quests are more detailed. It's like somebody took your chapter. Well, right, so I'm gonna use that example. They just like fluffed it out, added so much more. It's like with Final Fantasy VII, you had a thesis statement, right? And with this one, you got a whole essay of what happened in Midgar, the whole adventure. So yeah, that part, like I said, if you loved Final Fantasy VII, you're gonna love this. It's like just a nostalgia, boom, and it's worth it. It's worth it. I'd pay $60 for it. Yes, it's worth it. Honestly, I would have paid $100 for it. So if you're critical about that, oh, I'm not paying for another full game. No, this is the full game. This is a full game, 45 hours. Come on, guys. That's a lot of time. I know if you want a huge open world game like Witcher 3 or Skyrim, no. This is not it. This is more of a cinematic movie. Now, let me start the critical part. But before I start the critical part, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to give this game 8 out of 10. Why am I giving it 8 out of 10 and not 9 out of 10? Let's see, maybe like close to 9. Let me tell you why. I'm going to start getting critical. First of all, how long did it take him to do this game? Like what? We've been waiting 5-6 years? They could have done that shit. They could have put the whole game in this. They could have created an open world. They could have did it. They didn't want to do it. They wanted to milk it for the money. So they created this huge Midgar. But the thing is, about this huge Midgar, it's not really open world. Midgar has like 7 parts, I believe. You can see it on the map. There are 7 parts, but only 3 are accessible. Only 3 are accessible. And, spoiler alert, one of them gets destroyed. But you can still visit some areas. And you can only traverse between those 3 areas. At one point, you can traverse between the first 3. Throughout the whole game, it's pretty much linear. And there's not enough to Midgar to explore. I don't even know why they did that city map. Not the neighborhood map, but the city map. It's all green and neon. It's like, what's the point? It's like, it all looks the same. It's just for the visual effects, I guess. Even though it is linear, and like I said, it's big, it's just they could have did more. They could have just connected all of Midgar. Just empty areas even. They could have just did more with that, I believe. What else am I critical of? Well, I can't be critical of combat. Like I said, it's great. It's fantastic. The graphics are amazing. Wow, just, what they did is just, they took, it's like a nostalgia trip. Another thing I'm critical of is Sephiroth. Sephiroth was introduced really early in this game. Unlike in the other one, he doesn't even show up in Midgar. You just see a dead body, whatchamacallit, President Shinra. Another spoiler, he dies. But he shows up too early in this game, and he just, I don't know. I think that they made him too realistic. If you could, that's a point. And in Crisis Core and Advent Children, he seemed like he had like more of a straight face. It was like more. And in this one, they kind of like moved in his nose. I don't know, man. It's just like he looked weird, and he always smirked. He always smirked like he knew a secret. Like he has like Cloud's news or something. Like he saw him, like he took snaps of him with Don Corneo, and he has it on his he's threatening to release that shit on Twitter or Facebook or something. And like he has that smile, like and he never. Hey man, hey, come on, man. You see, he likes Sephiroth. He likes Sephiroth, but she. They told me she's a boy at the Humane Society for a year and a half, and they're like, oops. Next time I brought her back, she's like, oops, we made a mistake. Right, buddy? She's still buddy. So yeah, Sephiroth, it's like he shows up and he has a he always smiled, but he didn't really smile that much in Crisis Core or in Advent Children. Advent Children, it's like, in this one he grunts. You can see his teeth, and he looks just like that kid from 13 Reasons Why. I don't know, man. Every time I see him, I'm like, that's that one kid, Justin. I just thought he's like, I don't know, man. It's not Sephiroth. No, that's not my Sephiroth. But another thing about Sephiroth is he doesn't talk a lot. He doesn't explain what's going on. The game doesn't tell you what's going on. They expect you to know all of this by playing Final Fantasy VII. But if you're trying to gear towards another audience, a younger audience that never played Final Fantasy VII, they're not going to know what the hell's going on, honestly. You're starting with one thing, then Shinra the bad guy, then the Sephiroth shows up for some reason, and there's whispers. They're going to be confused as hell. I believe there was more explanation needed about, soldier, the fact that Cloud is not a soldier. That was kind of established, but it is just, I just didn't feel like, what the hell? Like, I mean, even if I'm confused, can you imagine how confused somebody who's never played Final Fantasy VII will? Also, chocobos, it's like you can't ride chocobos. Chocobos more like a traveling point. It's just, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like they could have done so much. And the reason it's not 9, because I'm always going to compare everything to The Witcher 3. After I played Witcher 3, I really, the bar went, whoop! The bar's right here, son. You want to get close to that shit, you got to do something. You got to give me something. And like, you're trying to tell me these guys in Poland, no offense, these guys in Poland made the best RPG in 3.5 years, and you, Squaresoft, the mighty, mighty Squaresoft, been sitting around for 5 years, and you came up with 1/3 of the game? Get the f*** out of here, man. Come on. Give us something. Part 2 better be open world, man. I mean, Part 2 better be open world. Just take it from, just listen to, I mean, hopefully Squaresoft is going to be, hopefully Squaresoft is going to listen to this. I hope. Probably not. But, that's what I'm critical about. It's just, they should have explained more. They should have, the Sephiroth's looking all goofy. I don't like him. Maybe you like him. I don't know. Maybe that's who he is, Maybe I just grew up with one version of Sephiroth. I see the reality, I'm like, no, it's not my Sephiroth. So yeah, but I mean, I cannot give this game more than 9. Like people are giving it 10, 9. I mean, okay, I'll raise it up to a 9, but I cannot give it more than that. All right, because like I said, if you never played Final Fantasy VII, you're not gonna get this game. You're not gonna like this game. And if you've never played Final Fantasy VII, it's not comparable to like Witcher 3. You can't even compare the games. You're like, this is like an RPG open world, and it's an episodic RPG, and it's like, what's the point of doing this? So let me know what you think. I mean, let me know, if I'm wrong, cuss me out, whatever, But if you like my review, I'm going to do a lot of more reviews of games. Please subscribe. Not really a gaming channel, but I will have you entertained. Maybe I should do movie fucking reviews. What do you think? Anyway, see you guys next time.